right. Well, welcome to the first official episode of the Gentleman's Brunch.
Yes, sir.
I am your host, Billie G Williams, joined by my co-host, Ras the Product.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, those of you that's joining for the first time, I did a series of the Gentleman's Brunch where it was kind of like a 5-episode series with my two brothers in podcasting. Where we did a 5-episode series. We talked about various topics, but now I want to bring the Gentleman's Brunch as an official podcast as I pivot away from my previous podcast, Friendz with Billie podcast, all things relationship. We're still going to talk about relationships, but we're not going to make it our primary focus on this podcast. We're going to do a variety of topics, give you a great variety show with my little brother here, Ras the Product, and hopefully everybody tune in and enjoy the show. This all-male platform is for the fellas, but anybody can join. And even if you're not a big brunch person, at least stay for the man-versations, I like to call them. All right? So, Ras, what's going on, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to get this done. Happy to start off this new endeavor with you, here in partnership in order to launch the relaunch.
Yes,
the Gentleman's Brunch podcast, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, shout out to all of the hosts from the past, right? And shout out to all of the current listeners, watchers, likers, subscribers, and everything like that, and everybody who we're aiming to bring on board to be a part of this endeavor here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a lot more to come, and a lot more to enjoy, and a lot for the fans to be able to witness.
Yes, definitely. And the Gentleman's Brunch is going to be a bi-weekly podcast, so we're not going to produce new episodes every week. It'll be a bi-weekly thing. So we're going to try to cover an array of topics to give you guys a lot of content to watch and enjoy and to consume. And we're going to get it popping. All right?
Let's go.
So I guess we should talk about brunch a little bit, right? Since we don't have any food here, which is something that I actually want to incorporate into this podcast. But
so how we're going to do? So then how are we going to do that?
So what we're going to do just for this first episode, we're just going to talk about food. We're not going to actually eat because we're in the public library and they're a little anal about eating in these spaces. So we're going to find a way around that. But in the meantime, let me ask you, brother, what's some of your go-to things for brunch? When you go to brunch with your lady, go to brunch with your crew, what's one of your go-to brunch meals?
I'm a big steak and eggs guy.
Okay.
I'm a big steak and eggs guy. I like steak and eggs wherever it's at. I like my steak medium rare.
Okay.
I like my eggs over easy.
Right.
I used to be a bottomless brunch guy, but now I'm not no more. I used to be a bottomless brunch guy, but not no more. But my go-to has always been like a good steak and eggs. What else? What about
drinks?
What about drinks? I tried a Bloody Mary one time. That was whack. That was whack. I tried a Bloody Mary one time. That was whack. But when I did used to like bottomless brunches, I always liked a very stiff mimosa.
Okay. Myself, one of my go-tos is like catfish and grits. That's one of my go-tos. I wasn't always a big seafood guy as a youngster, but I've incorporated a little more into my diet of granola, even though catfish isn't the most healthiest thing, but it's definitely one of my go-tos.
It tastes good though.
Yeah, catfish with the grits.
Fire.
Man, be
fire.
Snapping.
Fire.
I do enjoy some good pancakes, some good French toast. Avocado toast is definitely a go-to. I like to make it at home and also like to eat it when I go out.
Yeah.
Even though I've ate at other places and it wasn't as good as mine
that
I make at home. But,
it's never as good.
Yeah,
it's never as good.
All of my go-tos. Drinks.
Yeah.
I'd probably say a good pumpkin spice latte works for me. I'm a big wine guy. So
what kind of wine?
I'm like a rosé guy.
A rosé guy?
Red Moscato.
Red Moscato? What? So if you like Chardonnay. Yeah, so if you like red Moscatos, then I got a good suggestion for you. But we could talk about that after the pod.
Yeah, we talk about that off the camera.
Yeah.
And shout out to my lady because she's a big Red Moscato fan as well.
Really? Okay. Oh yeah. So I definitely got some good suggestions.
Yeah. And what about brunch spots? Any brunch spots that you would recommend to
people? Brunch spots. Sheesh. Oh man, you know what? But if I told y'all that I'm giving away the sauce. I'm giving away the sauce.
Because Brunches is like the new club now, right?
Yeah, like I'm giving away the sauce, you know. I mean, but one. All right, cool. But there is one place that I would say at least. There's one place I would say. This place is this is like near. I would say it's headed towards like Coney Island. It's headed towards Coney Island. It's like this Mediterranean brunch spot. Their brunch options are plentiful.
Okay.
Brunch options are plentiful. I think that they serve liquor there. I don't really think so, because because granted, like I've never gone there for that because the brunch itself is so good. Right. But it's a spot called Tete a Tete.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, Tete a Tete. Like they got all of the classic brunch staples, but then they also have like various Mediterranean dishes that puts another spin on the classic brunch options. Okay. So I'm a big fan of Mediterranean food and a big fan of brunch. So that's a place that gets it all right for me at one time.
Okay, nice.
Oh, and they make really good coffees too. Okay. And they make really good coffees.
Okay. For myself, I got various brunch places that I like to go to, but I'll give the people one in particular that anybody can go to that kind of blew me initially when I first heard it. Applebee's, actually.
Wow. Really?
Right, and I'm a big Applebee's guy. I love Applebee's.
Wow.
To me, it's some people shit on Applebee's because certain Applebee's that you go to, it's a little hood. Yeah. But you go to a nice Applebee's, have a nice brunch with your family or with your lady or with your peoples, definitely good to go. Another brunch that I went to, how old is my goddaughter now? She's about to be, she just turned 2, I believe it was. My cousin had a brunch baby shower.
Really?
That was very interesting because when I first saw that, I was like, I don't really know about that. But then when I went, the ambiance was great. The baby shower was like early. You was able to like get in and get a little chow, get a little drink. It was kind of cool. So brunch baby showers is like a thing now. So I definitely like that. I'm thinking about actually doing a brunch for my birthday. My birthday is next month. So I'm actually thinking about doing a brunch for my birthday next month. Okay. Either hibachi or a brunch, but I feel like brunch definitely opens up a lot of options for you. I think brunch is definitely a cool kind of growing and sexy thing to do. So I'm a big fan of brunch.
Yeah. And there's so many ways you can go with a good brunch too. Like especially at a spot that really knows what they're doing. Right. Because that's the thing, like, not every place could do brunch. Like, you could serve dinner, you could serve, you could serve lunch, you could serve breakfast, but doing brunch is a whole nother weight class.
It's like a whole other way.
It's a whole other weight class. You got to make sure you do it right,
And I have a cousin, I'm always trying to get him to do brunch with me. And he's like a reformed, like, hood dude. So he's like, I don't want to say new to a lot of things, but he just got a different perspective on a lot of things. And he calls brunch bougie. And I'm like, dude, it's just food in a drink. It's not that serious. But
I've heard a lot of people say
all my fellas, man, get out there and do brunch more. Brunch is definitely a nice, grown and sexy kind of vibe. Yeah. Chill, get your drink on, get your eat on, and have a good time with your people. Yeah,
I heard that like brunch is like the lunch where folks, they wear the Chelsea boots, and they get their mimosas and and they act like they better than everybody and everything like that. I mean, and look, to each his own, right? To each his own. If you knew how good brunch was, then maybe you'll try to do it too.
Definitely. All right, so as we pivot over to talking about food, it's making me hungry. The big news on the internet right now is the Michael Jackson trailer. Did you get a chance to check out the Michael Jackson movie trailer?
I didn't get a chance to see the full trailer, but I did see some pics from the trailer.
What'd you think about it?
I can say that the actor that appears to be playing Michael looks pretty similar.
It's his nephew.
You're right about that.
It's his nephew.
You're right about that. You are right about that. You are right about that. Yes. In fact, you are right about that. Hence why it makes so much sense, right? Hence why it makes so much sense. But yeah, like I would, the pics I've seen, like, he had the moves down, even from like his like his aura, if you will. It really did give some of that like magic. I'm sorry, that like Michael fear feeling. So I could only imagine what it's going to really turn out like.
And my jacket here that I have on, this is the actual jacket from the Thriller video that I had custom made for Halloween. Actually, I did Michael Jackson for Halloween this year.
Yes.
So I work in education, so I'm like a big kid at heart.
Yes.
And I got a lot of good compliments on my Michael Jackson costume. My wig was a little crazy, but it wasn't as good as his nephew who's playing him in the movie. But the trailer was like a minute and a half like teaser. The movie's supposed to come out next year, April. And I just was looking on Instagram before we started recording. That trailer that just came out 24 hours already has over 120 million views.
Wow.
That's the magic of Mike, man.
I believe it.
Mike is the man.
I believe it. I just seen a headline the other day. It was saying how Michael Jackson's estate this year raked in $100 million.
Yeah, I think I have read that too. Yeah, it's like crazy, man.
Yeah.
And I seen a brother when I was using the bathroom before we started recording. He complimented me on my jacket. And I was telling him that something that I've learned about Michael Jackson over the years, because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Everybody in my family are big Michael Jackson fans. Even when I was a kid, I had the Michael Jackson doll. I had like the little red jacket with the zippers. Like I was like a big Mike stan. And I was telling the brother about the bathroom, working with kids, a lot of these kids in this generation wasn't even around when Michael Jackson was at his peak.
Right.
But it's just something about his stuff that's like magical that draws people in. And I think those numbers from that minute and a half teaser reflects the magic of Michael. And people always say Mike is the king of pop, the greatest entertainer. Yeah. And I think when this movie hits the airwaves, it's going to really show the real impact of Michael Jackson. Yeah, Mike is the man. So rest in peace to Mike, and I'm very excited to see this movie.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here, because Michael was one of those artists like you had to be there, and I could see where for some younger generations, because with a lot of younger generations, it's like if they didn't witness it or if it didn't come up on the Instagram feeds or whatever the case is or the TikTok feeds, and it never happened, and so I could see where like with someone like Michael, like you had to be there to experience it to really feel and witness the magic. So I would really hope that this movie could capture that, but from what I've seen so far, I definitely could see that that's possible.
Yeah, man. And speaking to your point about the impact of Mike, I can remember being a young person and a new Mike music video would come out.
Yes.
It was like a big event. Everybody was around the TV because, internet wasn't as big back in those days. So it would be
it wasn't there at all.
Right. It wasn't like a thing. So any Mike new video or anything new that he had out, it was like a big event. Everybody's around the TV. Everybody's excited. Excuse me, and Michael's dancing and his performances were always just like next level. Yeah, like I always think of the Remember the Time video. Ah, yes. Still iconic to this day. Yes, I think I seen something online the other day that asked, what was Mike's biggest song that's not Thriller and not Billie Jean? And most people, when I read the comments, most people stated that Remember the Time was his biggest song.
Remember the Time?
And the music video, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Like the Egypts and the Pharaohs.
Yeah, I can see that.
Magic Johnson, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Iman, like it was like a star-studded event. So the Michael Jackson magic is definitely a thing.
Yeah, and that inspired the Busta music video too.
Yes. True.
Yes.
And also like the younger generation. What I'm hoping to see with this movie, I'm hoping that they come with a soundtrack. I'm hoping a lot of the younger artists contribute to the soundtrack.
So then, who do you want to see on the soundtrack?
Definitely Chris Brown, without a doubt.
Okay.
I would love to see Chris Brown, and I was thinking Tiana Taylor, but maybe even Sierra could pull it off. I would love to see them do a cover of Scream, the song he did with his sister. Iconic music video.
See, now that one was one music video that I was there when that came out. Right. I remember like trying to do all the dance moves, like because I literally recorded that video on like a VHS, and like was playing that back to back all the time. So I could see that too. Like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to see when they do the big rollout for the movie. Yeah, that everybody contribute and really give Michael Jackson his flowers because towards the end of his life, end of the peak of his end of his career, he got a lot of negative press about the sexual mischief with kids and all of that stuff. And I never believed any of that stuff. But I'm hoping that the movie doesn't just focus on that. Now, I also got to see the Michael Jackson play. Did you ever see the play?
No.
I got to see the play, too. So that was a big point of emphasis in the play.
Okay.
It talked about...
Is it still running?
Yeah. The play's still running on Broadway. A big point of emphasis in the play was about a lot of the scandal that he had going on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
they went there.
Yeah. I mean, it is part of his story, so you kind of have to do it.
Yeah, it is.
I just don't want it to be the main focus because Mike was legendary, so you got to give him his flowers.
Yeah. You know who I would want to see on the soundtrack? I would want to see The Weeknd on that soundtrack. Oh, yeah. Because he got a song where he literally sounds like Mike on the song. Yeah, Dirty Diana. Yeah, he did Dirty Diana. I believe that was on... For all my Weeknd fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I believe that was on Echoes of Silence, the mixtape that he did, part of the trilogy series. I believe it was on Echoes of Silence where he did his rendition of Dirty Diana. You can't tell me that don't sound like Michael. You can't tell me that don't sound like Michael. So The Weeknd is somebody who I would want to see on there. Yeah,
definitely. So shout out to everybody that's contributing to the Michael movie. And also it's a big star-studded cast. You got Nia Long in there, Lorenz Tate. I think Nia Long was playing Michael Jackson's mother in the movie. I believe Lorenz Tate is playing Barry Gordy, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I forgot who's playing Quincy Jones. Yeah, Lorenz Tate is the man.
Yeah.
I forgot who's playing Quincy Jones, but it's like a star-studded cast in the movie. So they rolled out. You know what?
Quincy needs his own movie too. Quincy needs his own movie.
Quincy was a wild boy.
Quincy needed his own movie.
He was a wild boy. Quincy was a wild boy. I watched a lot of interviews with him before he passed away. He was a wild dude. But yeah, man, shout out to Mike. And the album Thriller, which is the highest selling album of all time. I don't even know what the current numbers is, but
it's out of this world.
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's definitely over 100 million albums sold. And hard copies, not digital.
It is,
hard copies.
It is.
So it's the numbers for Thriller is like crazy. I don't remember what the exact number is.
Yeah. I think it's probably it's definitely in the hundreds of millions. I think it's closer to the 200s of millions, maybe even more so the 3. Because I remember it was Thriller, and I believe it was the Eagles that probably had the second highest selling album, something like that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the GOAT, Michael Jackson. All right, so we're gonna pivot from one MJ to another MJ.
Here we go.
So we're going to talk a little sports for my fellas out there. Have you been tuning into the early NBA season so far?
A bit. I've been I've been paying attention, but I have seen some of the clips from MJ's. He's on NBC now, right?
His official title is special contributor. So when they announced that he was going to be part of the broadcast, everybody thought that he would be live in studio and giving his analysis on the game. But actually, it's a sit down with him and this guy named Mike Tirico, who's a sports news reporter. Right. And Mike is just pretty much giving his insight on different topics, different things going on in the NBA. So his first 2 video clips talked about just the current state of the NBA, how Mike feels about not playing anymore, but still has that legend of Michael Jordan. And he shared a story about a little kid. He was at like some event or something. And of course, this younger generation only know of the legend of Michael Jordan, but they didn't actually get to see him play. We were fortunate to get to see him play.
Yes. And you know what? I'm wearing a pair of Chicago's. As we speak.
Yeah, got those J's on. Yeah.
Pair of Chicago's as we speak.
Yeah. And we ain't gonna get into that because the J's is like next level.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for all my Knicks fans. I'm sorry I'm wearing wearing the tie. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry all the Knicks fans. PTSD as a kid, so I'm gonna skip over that stuff. But he shared a story about how a kid kind of asked him to shoot like a free throw or shoot a shot or do a trick or something. Yes. And Michael Jordan is much older now. He's not the young guy that he was anymore.
Yeah. He said he didn't touch a ball in like 30 years up until that point, something like that.
And he said when he shot the free throw, he actually was nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm in a lot of sports groups on social media, so we have these debates about LeBron and Jordan all the time. And he just has that aura. It's just that aura with Jordan that people still kind of marvel at even to this day. So he said when he shot the free throws, he was actually scared that he was going to miss, but he still made the free throw. He still was Mike, still switched it. But it was just kind of cool to see a vulnerable Mike, just to show like, yeah, I'm Michael Jordan, but I'm not perfect. So I love that.
You know, and I like how Mike was like, listen, I'm not coming to y'all coming to me.
Right.
Y'all coming to the crib to come and get this contribution as well. Because like I did see him talk about that story. I also seen that there was like a video that came out of that exact situation too. Because I believe how it also went was that he purchased the crib that he purchased the crib.
I think he rented the crib.
Yeah, exactly. He rented the spot that the basketball court was a part of, and then the person that owned it, it was their son that asked for the shot to be taken. Right.
And I think his second contribution to the broadcast, they talked about the whole load management thing.
Yes.
And for those of us that don't know what load management is,
load management. Here we go.
In basketball, there's a lot of players that have like injury history. So the implementation of load management is just to kind of monitor how many amount of games they play per season. Because in the NBA season, there's 82 regular season games, and then the playoffs can make that number balloon to over 100 games. So it's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
But that's lazy though.
We get into that.
I'm trolling y'all. I'm trolling y'all.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know that we're gonna get there. I know we're gonna get there.
So there's a lot of guys that's making a lot of money that basically just don't play. So there's a big debate about guys that just don't want to play because they're lazy and guys that can't play because of the injury history. So the coaches and the trainers have to monitor their minutes, the wear and tear on their body and things of that nature to keep them healthy throughout the season. And the one person that comes to mind is Joel Embiid.
Even after losing the weight.
Yeah, then there was a lot of injuries towards the end of last year, like Achilles tears, ACLs, like a lot of injuries been happening in basketball. So being that these organizations are paying these guys all of this money, and the fans are paying all of this money to come see these guys play, and a lot of them are injured or just not playing due to low management, is creating a lot of controversy around that. So when Michael Jordan spoke on it, he said in his era, it wasn't even a thought in his mind to miss games unless he literally just could not play.
Right.
So I think the stats where Michael Jordan's games played, he played 15 seasons, and I believe 9 out of his 15 seasons, he played all 82 games. And I believe there was about 3 more seasons, even including when he came back later in his career when he was 40 years old, where he played 82 games. And I believe there were 3 other seasons where he played like 80 games. So Mike wasn't one of those guys that missed a lot of games, unless he was like legitimately injured. So that was like a big thing that he spoke about. And it was just interesting to hear his perspective on it, because a lot of these young guys, man, I feel like they don't really love the game. They just love the money and the lifestyle that comes with it. But a guy like Michael Jordan, who during his career, he didn't make a lot of money. I think Mike didn't really make a lot of money in the NBA until later on in his career, once the salary started going up. Mike's annual salary throughout his prime was $5 million a year. And I think right now in the NBA, the average salary is $10 million. So it's interesting stuff there.
What's the veterans minimum? Do you remember what that minimum was? Because I remember it used to be at least $1 million.
I think now, don't quote me. I think back in the days, the veteran minimum was somewhere around 400 to 500,000.
Yeah.
And I think now the veteran minimum could be anywhere from $1 million to like $5 million.
Something like that, right? Yeah, exactly. It's somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, correct. Because even with Mike, a lot of his money was made off of the Mikes. It was made off the Jordans and things like that, and that's what really sustained them really from there on out. So it's like, what if he didn't have Jordans? Then he would have been ultra sour, because it's like you see all these folks, doing what they're doing, but that's not how it was back in the day.
Right. And did you see the movie Air? So it's a movie called Air. That's actually about Michael Jordan and how he
No, I didn't know. I didn't see Air, as a matter of fact. I didn't see Air, as a matter of fact.
Super good movie.
Okay,
the movie basically is about Michael Jordan when he got drafted into the pros, and there was like this big bidding war for him to endorse a sneaker brand.
Yes.
So at the time, Nike wasn't the big sneaker brand that it is now. It was kind of like the little man on the block. So legend has it that Michael Jordan was willing to go to Adidas.
That's true.
And get the endorsement.
That is true.
And Nike came in at the last minute, and I believe his mother headed the negotiations about what he wanted out of the sneaker deal. And what he ended up getting out of the sneaker deal was kind of like a groundbreaking thing, because athletes at that time weren't getting paid off of each individual shoe. They were just getting like an advance. They would have their name attached to the shoe or their likeness attached to the shoe, and that pretty much was it. So Michael Jordan's mom kind of knew that he would be a big deal. So she said, yeah, we're going to take that advance, but we also want a percentage off of every shoe made, and he wants his own shoe. He don't want just Nikes and his face attached to Nike. He want Air Jordan. So that's what made it so groundbreaking. But the movie actually gets more into that. Really, really good movie, and I recommend everybody to check out the movie Air.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I never seen that movie, but I definitely got to see it.
Yeah,
I definitely got to see it.
I believe it's on Prime, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so we never hit like theaters.
No, it did, but it's kind of old now. I think it's probably about maybe 2 years old now, maybe a little over a year, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So
I gotta check
it out.
I gotta check for that.
And also, shout out to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So with the Jordan and LeBron debate, are you more of a Jordan guy or more of a LeBron guy? But that's a debate that's never ending online.
I'm sorry, all my Knicks fans, but
guilty.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I've always, like if I had to choose, I would go with Michael Jordan. If I had to choose, I would go with Michael Jordan. That's not taking away from everything that LeBron has done and is continuing to do. I just think it's just two different eras, and there's also things that LeBron has done that Michael Jordan hasn't done. Right, so there's ways you can celebrate LeBron in his own right, and there's ways to also celebrate Michael in his own right.
Right.
And rightfully so, they deserve all of the credit that they all deserve. But if I had to choose, I'd go with Mike.
Yeah, and I think most people would agree with you, me being one of them.
Yeah.
That Michael Jordan is the GOAT. They have all of these metrics that they use to determine who is the GOAT. But for me personally, as a basketball fan and as a Knicks fan who got tortured a lot by Michael Jordan, like my high school years was crazy.
I remember that. I remember them days. I remember.
But I think the biggest thing for me that makes Jordan the GOAT is when you hear his contemporaries or his peers talk about him, it's always from like a fair point of view.
Yes.
Guys here look forward to going up against Mike because Michael Jordan's competitiveness is legendary. Like he took everything personal.
Yes.
He got a thrill out of competing against. If you were the best, Mike wanted to come compete against you.
Yes.
And me, like I said, as a Knicks fan, man. Mike then did some of the most amazing shit that I've ever seen, like ever on a basketball court. It's like crazy. And one of the other things for me personally that makes Mike the GOAT, like let's say if it was like a game-winning type of situation, everybody knew where the ball was going.
Yeah.
We all know Mike go get the ball.
Yeah.
And the crazy part, it was nothing you could do about it. It was literally nothing you could do about it. Mike would hit that shot or at least draw a foul or create a play or do something. And it was like every time he got it done. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been times in his career where he's failed, but it's never been because of him that his team failed. He always gave his best effort out there.
Yeah.
And I think that fear factor for me personally is what make Mike the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like guys were literally like scared.
Oh, yes. All right, so now we're about to get messy.
Yeah, we about to
so
get
now,
messy.
So now we about to get messy.
And you know what? Let's stay with the mic thing. Let's stay with the mic thing. Right?
So when you're ready to get messy, you let me know.
Let's stay with the mic thing for a second.
Cool. All right, cool.
So we're going to talk about the NBA gambling scandal that's currently going on.
Yes.
Right? We're gonna dive into that.
Yes.
But even when Jordan played, that was something that also was attached to Jordan's name.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan was a big gambler. Mm-hmm. And one of the conspiracy theories out there was that his father's death was due to his gambling habits.
Yes.
So they, I think I had seen some documentary or something like that. It was some weird, sketchy guy that Mike was gambling with on the golf course and ended up running up a big debt with the guy. And I guess Mike was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna pay you. Fuck out of here." And tragically, his father was the one that paid the price for that.
Yeah.
We don't know how true that is. It's just alleged. It's just speculation.
Allegedly.
And,
I seen in light of the whole gambling scandal that's going on with the NBA now, like I seen some folks like digging up even Michael's retirement. Like, you remember when he went to go play baseball?
I was about to go there.
So right, exactly. So we definitely on the same page, right? Like how like folks was bringing that back up again, and how like maybe even his retirement may have been tied to the NBA trying to cover up some sort of like gambling scandal that he was already engaged in at the time, and that was like a form of discipline rather than him actually retiring.
Right.
Allegedly. Again, allegedly.
Right. So let's get into the current NBA scandal. So the three faces that's been out there in the media is Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups, also an NBA Hall of Famer, NBA champion with the Detroit Pistons. Another guy, what's this guy's name? Terry Rozier.
Yes.
Currently plays for the Miami Heat, and also a retired player, also a coach, Damon Jones. So there's always talk about rubbing elbows with the mafia, fixing games, leaking confidential information about player injuries and things of that nature, and telling people to bet on this and not bet on that because this guy's not playing or this guy's hurt or whatever the situation was. So pretty much a big fucking hot mess thing, and also questioning the integrity of the NBA game, because I'm a big basketball fan. Just like I know you're a big basketball fan. So it just now gives legs to that theory that's always been out there that games are rigged. Right? Because we've always said that, even when Jordan was playing. We'd be like, yo, this game is rigged. This shit ain't right. Blah, blah, blah. But, it's definitely raising a lot of questions.
Yeah, because even with this, right, like this is, especially when we're looking at what's happening with Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups. This is rooted in like this is rooted in the outcome of two separate investigations held by taken up by the FBI, right? These investigations began even during the Biden administration, to my understanding, right? And so one is, betting on games, just like you said. That's where Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups come into play. No. Sorry, that's where Terry Rozier and Damon Jones come into play. But then with the one with Chauncey Billups, that's in regards to those card games with the mafia, right?
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy because now even the ties to the mafia includes like apparently all of the different crime families, right? The Lucchese's, the Lucchese's, the Genovese's.
I thought the mafia was dismantled. I didn't even know the mafia was still around, man.
Listen, man, they don't die, they multiply.
I see.
You heard about the different like technology that they was using even to like throw those games, because they had like card tables that was like scanning the different cards. They had like high tech glasses to be able to like look through the different cards that folks had. The card counters was serving up particular cards to particular people to get particular outcomes. It's like, if it's that high tech of an operation, then something had to be went on, right? And then even in the event that folks lost, or even in the event that folks won, folks still feared their lives, because if they won, then the mafia may have been on their tail about, oh, you won this money, but we still want our money anyway, right? and I could just see that this isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
I still also would prefer that everybody who is involved with the case gets brought up to the light rather than just the black men that is being put up at the front of this, because I really don't think that they were the heads of the operations.
Of course not, but they gotta make somebody the face when it's these types of things, and make an example out of somebody.
Yeah, and, I got to be the black man though.
Hit me out. Shout out to my boy Biggs, the philosopher.
Yes.
He used to always say, if you want to know the answer to anything, just follow the money.
Right.
So when there's big money involved, and sports betting is a big fucking deal at this point in time.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there's some other faces out there that's just not being put out in the media. But, these NBA guys who have notoriety in the public, it's just easier to make them the face of it, to distract the public from the real conspirators when it comes to this type of stuff. You got to always watch, the full context.
Yes.
And when it comes to these type of things, I always like to wait till all the facts come out before I give an opinion on it.
Right.
But sports betting is definitely like a thing. I have a lot of partners of mine that's like addicted to fucking sports gambling.
Yeah, because gambling is addicting in itself.
Yes, it is. I did it for a short amount of time. Won a couple of dollars here and there, but I'm not like a big gambling guy.
Me neither.
So it wasn't really for me per se, but it's definitely big business. So I'm curious to see how this all plays out.
Huge business.
Okay, so I have a little thing here I found on ChatGPT. It says in October 2025, the U.S. government unsealed indictments involving over 30 individuals, including current and former NBA players and coaches, in schemes involving insider information, rigged poker games, and organized crime. And those figures we talked about, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and also the brother of current Brooklyn net Michael Porter Jr. His brother's name is Jonte Porter, formerly of the Toronto Raptors, also was involved with some illegal sports gambling on games. And it says why it matters. It said this scandal is occurring in an era where sports betting is legal and widespread in many U.S. states since the 2018 Supreme Court decision to strike down the federal prohibition, meaning the higher volumes of betting, more prop markets, more data, and more risk of misuse. The mechanisms alleged here aren't just someone bet on a game, but rather using insider privilege information, minutes, injuries, statics, exits, etc., or manipulating performance to benefit large targeted bets. So this is going to get ugly before it's all said and done.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so let's get into some more messiness.
Please.
The government shutdown.
Let's go.
The government shutdown.
Let's go.
I believe we're up to about 40 days and counting. What's your thoughts on the government shutdown, man? Because I'm not a big politics guy. I try my best to stay out of that stuff.
Yeah,
but,
politics is my thing.
Yeah,
politics is my thing. I'm a bit of a politics nerd. I don't know
That's
everything.
That's why I'm deferring to you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know everything, but I do know a couple of things. And the thing that I do know about this is that this doesn't make any kind of sense. First and foremost, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the longest shutdown in history. I could double check this, but I believe the longest government shutdown was also during the previous Trump administration, which was at about like 35 days. If it's 40 days by now, then that would make this one the longest government shutdown. And largely what this is over is the Democrats.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, the Democrats' position on keeping the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, in place, so that
Obamacare,
right, Obamacare, so that those provisions can be kept in place. And that's the thing that the Republicans are saying to the Democrats, like, open up the government first, and then we can negotiate the terms of ACA and everything. whether if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, I don't really take one side or the other. The side I'm on is the side of the American people that are suffering due to this government shutdown. But I could also see where folks are struggling because they don't have proper health insurance. Then again, health insurance in America is a whole topic in itself. Don't even get me started on that. Right, it's a whole topic in itself, right? But in terms of this shutdown, it has resulted in for example, SNAP benefits being cut for Americans all across the country. Like started from November 1, SNAP benefits have been cut. There's been some states, to my understanding, that have implemented their own provisions for folks to be able to get SNAP. Like how
New York is one of them. I just read an update on that.
Yes, exactly. Like I believe Governor Hochul injected about like 41 maybe $1 million into the SNAP benefits budget from emergency funds that were available in order so that people can be able to get some SNAP and be able to get the food that they need. Because especially for this to happen right here in November, the month of Thanksgiving, and with the holidays period is the worst time for this thing to be happening. So Republicans, Democrats, and everybody in between, get it together, y'all.
Now, me personally, I'm a little older than you. I grew up on food stamps. My mother raised us on that.
Oh yeah, me too. I had the we used to have the book.
We'll get into that.
You know what I'm saying? The one with all the colors in it.
We'll definitely double back on that. I've been seeing a lot of reaction videos to people's anger about the government shutdown and discontinuance of the SNAP benefits. And let's be honest here, it's a lot of people that have lived off the system and taken advantage of the generosity of the government, which it's kind of the government job to support people that's in a rough situation. But there's definitely those that have taken advantage of it. But the reaction videos have been very interesting to hear people's perspective on those who are angry about not receiving their SNAP benefits. So I'm glad to see that the New York governor has provided some relief to those that actually do need it.
Yeah.
But
it's just a Band-Aid though.
Yeah, but
I mean, and it's not taking away from what she's doing in no way, shape, or form. It's just that it's bigger than just what the governor can do because it needs to be figured out in Congress.
Right. Now, my take is I'm not one of those people that's looking down on people who receive government assistance, but the government can't keep taking care of people. They can't. They just can't do it. Even though the government wastes a lot of money on things that we don't think is important, but I know the government is in a lot of debt and they just can't continue to keep taking care of people, especially people who just out here recklessly just having a bunch of kids, broken homes, a lot of illegal immigrants that come into the country, getting a lot of free government benefits. So that stuff is for people that actually need it, falling on hard times, like Medicaid, of course, food stamps that we talked about. The single mothers out there that, let's say the kid's father might have passed away or something like that, and they're struggling to feed their children. Like that's what those things are for. Now, if we go in statistically wise, there's a lot of less melanated people that actually receive SNAP benefits or government assistance, but like we talked about earlier, with the face of something, they've made the face of that the minority community that quote unquote only receives SNAP benefits, but everybody in this country, different walks of life, receives SNAP benefits. But like I said, my take on it is it's for those people that actually need it.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the government now with this back and forth thing, a lot of those government officials aren't missing any meals, and they playing with people's real life.
Yeah.
That's what my issue is with it. Like, get y'all shit together, figure this out, because there's people out here that's legitimately like struggling. And I'm glad, like I said, the governor implemented that to help those people out that actually need it. And even at my job that I work at now, we have a food pantry there. People come in droves to get to get that free food. Even when my mother was alive, she used to go to these food banks and get as much free stuff as she can because it's not easy to raise a family and feed kids. You know, it's just not. So I hope that this shutdown concludes sooner rather than later. But those people that's out here living off the system, like taking advantage, fuck you. But the people that actually do need it, you know, I pray for you, and I hope that, you know, this little shot in the arm helps you get through this Thanksgiving holiday. But us as a community, we all have to do better. All righty. I'm a little exhausted from that, man. Talking about that stuff like drains me.
Because it's an exhausting situation. Because it's like a tale of two worlds, right? Like I'm losing out right here where I need it, but the folks that got all the money keeps on getting more and more money and getting and how does that saying go? You know, you was getting fat while everybody starved.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. And to kind of pivot a little bit, like I said, I watched a lot of reaction videos that was really interesting. But one of the reaction videos I watched that was actually kind of funny, to put a little humor on it, a lot of the single mothers who get a lot of bad flack about this type of stuff. The internet streets are saying that the price of vagina now is going to plummet, right? So there's this like meme. Well, there's two things that come to mind for me.
The coochie economy.
Yeah,
the coochie economy.
So it's
the
two
coochie
things.
market.
Yo, cut it out, man. So hold on. So it's two things that come to mind for me, right? There's this viral clip that's viral on the internet. It's a clip from the movie Set It Off. So Jada Pinkett's character, there's a scene in the movie where she goes to this guy named Nate for some financial support because she had a little brother or a nephew or whatever it was that she was supporting, and she fell on some hard times. And Nate is like, "Listen, man, I need you to do something strange for this piece of change." So, you know, they keep showing this clip. And then also the other one is this whole $40 thing, right? That, you know, when a woman falls on hard times, right, she has that thing between her legs that she can use to get a couple dollars. So the apparent thing is $40, right?
Really?
A single mother or a lady falling on hard times will do something strange for $40.
Really?
So
What?
I just thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm like, sheesh, $40 bucks. and I say all the time, man, if I was a woman, I'd be stingy with the vagina, man. I wouldn't just be giving that vagina, especially not for no $40. Definitely not.
Like, what can you even buy with $40?
I mean, nowadays, maybe some Starbucks. You can go to Starbucks one time and $40 is gone.
Yeah, you know, that's
in the supermarket, you ain't doing shit with $40.
Yeah, like that's like 2 coffees and 2 sandwiches at Starbucks.
And $40 gone just like that.
Just like that.
So shout out to all the Nates out there, but you got to do better than $40, brother. Times is hard out here.
Sheesh, that's a bargain. That's like a bargain bin deal, you know, $40.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, shout out to all the single mothers out there, all the single parents out there trying to keep the lights on, keep food on the table. I'm praying for you during this time, and fuck you, Donald Trump. That's all I'm gonna say. All right,
Yeah,
so
let's open up the government, y'all. Let's open up the government, y'all.
Oh yeah, and also too, before we pivot, we have a new mayor.
Yes,
in
yes,
New York.
yes.
What is his name?
Zoran Mamdani.
Yes. So a lot of people are excited about him. I'm not a fan.
Yes.
I actually didn't vote this year because I wasn't a fan of any other candidates.
Please tell me more.
Me, when it comes to politics, I operate in a space where, what are you doing for my community, or what are you offering my community, right? Because I tell my kids at work all the time, a lot of people died for the right to vote. So we should vote in all of the elections because we, at the end of the day, have the power, even though conspiracy theorists say that the public don't have any power when it comes to electing officials. But I think when they just kind of just throw candidates at you, and you don't have any say-so in the candidate that you stand behind, I always do my research on the candidates. I know Mom Diney is a socialist. Cuomo is just another one of those recycled politicians that we've seen 100 times. And this clown, what's the other guy?
Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah, what was that group called?
Yeah, he's part of he's the founder of the Guardian Angels.
The Guardian Angels.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a clown. I wasn't even taking him serious at all. But just like in the presidential election, man, the pickings was very slim as far as candidates. And like I said, for me as a voter, what are you doing for my community? So in my community, it's a lot of unemployment. It's a lot of police injustice in my community. It's also like a lot of lack of resources in the education system. Like, what are you doing for my community? If you just reciting Jay-Z lyrics and showing me you could do the stinky leg, that's not enough for you to get my vote.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
A lot of the candidates, and I'm gonna say this too, and no shade to old Obama, because I fucks with old Obama and Michelle Obama, but he did the same thing. And I see a lot of politicians that's less, well, I'm gonna say melanated, but not a part of the less melanated community, use that same Obama formula to get the black vote or get the minority vote. They show that they're in tune with the culture, but the actual outcomes that I'm seeing from them is nothing that's serving our community at all. So that's why I said none of those guys I wasn't really impressed by.
So it's like you don't like the pandering,
no,
for example, but then like
miss me with the bullshit.
Right, yeah, but then not but then turn around and not deliver.
Miss me with the bullshit.
Right.
I'm gonna say.
Right.
Just because you can do a two-step, that's cool, but how is you doing a two-step helping my community? If it's not helping my community, I don't give a fuck if you could do the what's that dance that's popular now? The boots on the ground.
Oh, boots on the ground.
I don't give a fuck if you can do boots on the ground.
I got my boots on the ground.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. If it's not benefiting my community, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And
coming through, trying to do the electric slide.
Yeah. Now, what I try to encourage with my peers is for us to unify our vote. Get behind the candidate, right? What are you going to do for us, right? For you to secure our vote. And what I've noticed in our community, we're very lazy politically. We kind of just go with whatever the fucking TV's telling us, and then we just give up that free vote every 4 years or every 2 years, whatever it is for local elections. But I just think that if we unified our vote more and demanded more things and showed that unity as a community, we would get more from these politicians. But like I said, I see the same thing. I seen it with what's the lady that ran for president? I always forget her name.
Kamala Harris.
She did the same thing. Kamala Harris ain't never got on TV and claimed being black or none of that stuff. But she's running for president. She out there dancing. She got the hot sauce in the bag. She doing all the shit that she know black people fall for, right? But what have you done for the community? And her reputation prior to running for president wasn't a good reputation, right? So that's my take on politics. Like, what are you doing for my community?
Yeah, of course, because that's what we always have to think about first, right? Like, you know, because my vote counts, and every vote adds to. And every vote. Every vote is a message to say that this is something that you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention to my vote because I'm expecting a return on my vote, and that return is doing something for my community. So yeah, I get that.
All right, and those of us out there that's watching, please make sure that you do your research on your candidates.
Yes.
Also, unify your vote in your community.
Yes.
And also, what's the word I'm gonna use? Don't be lazy when it comes to politics.
Yes.
Do your research.
Yes.
Do your research.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, my brother. One down.
Yeah.
Many more to go.
Yes.
So how was this first official episode of the Gentleman's Brunch Podcast was for you? How was this for you?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like this. I like this. Like, I see where there's so much more potential to be able to go so many different ways with this, right? Like, we have so many things that we can really sink our teeth into.
Oh yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah, and I really like how this show is not just going to be one thing or the other, but we definitely have a lot to look forward to, and I think that a lot of the fans are really going to be able to appreciate the diversity that we're going to be bringing to this podcast here.
Definitely.
And there's going to be so many more topics and conversations that I think that a lot of folks are going to really want to hear our opinions on.
Yeah, definitely.
And we got plenty of those to go around.
Yes, sir. So those of you that's listening, new and old, make sure you follow Ras the Product. If you see him on YouTube, see him on Facebook, see him on Instagram.
Yes, and shout out to everybody who's on the live. Shout out to everybody who tuned in live too.
Yeah, so that's Ras the Product, RASTHEPRODUCT. And also follow Billie G Williams. I have Facebook under Billie G Williams, BILLIE G Williams. And also follow me on YouTube under The Gentleman's Brunch. That's DA Gentleman's Brunch. And on Instagram, it's DA_Gentleman's Brunch. And this podcast is going to be playing on Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all the places that you access your favorite podcast. So make sure you follow us, like the content when you see it, and make sure you let the people know the Gentleman's Brunch is here to stay.
Mm-hmm. See y'all.
So tune in out. Peace out till next time.
Later.
Peace.
All right.